Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Golfmonger Show. I'm your host, Brian Steffen. I am the Golfmonger. PGA Championship Week, last major of 2015. Whistling Straits up in Wisconsin. They're already out on the course. Some guys are having a really good start. And here we are here in sunny Myrtle Beach. Happy to be talking about it. Hit me up on Twitter at Golfmonger if you'd like to join the conversation, or us here at the Golf Director. Dustin Johnson, J.B. Holmes, just tearing it up along with Danny Lee. Dustin Johnson through 17 is 6 under. J.B. Holmes, Danny Lee at 15 at -5. Obviously, the wind's not blowing out there in Wisconsin. A lot of good scores out there on the board early so far for the guys that went out in the morning. And then and as always, every major there are guys that just played awful, and some names will surprise you, some names won't, and then there's half the field is just now teeing it up or getting around to teeing it up. So, lot going on out there at the PGA. But I wanted to bring up our list from early before the major season started. I kept tally of our little panel of local golf pros and gurus when we did our picks for who we thought was going to win each major championship. And I've got our list of the PGA Championship right here, which will be quite interesting to go over to see if any of our friends on the list still like who they pick. And I don't think anybody's going to waver too much. We actually did pretty good, I think, all the way back in February when we did this. Our good friend Jay Smith down at Presswick Country Club, his first pick was Rory, and his wild card, long shot, whatever you wanted to call it, was Billy Horschel. Keith Stanzel had Rory and Brant Snedeker. Our boy Bigsy, who Jeff, our producer, told me before we came on the air today, is filled in on one of the shows earlier this morning for HR3, our good buddy Hugh Royer, and Jimmy feels bad he doesn't have a number after his name, so he wants to be what now?
Hashtag the one. Hashtag the one.
One thing I like about our good friend Jimmy is he's a humble guy.
He is a humble guy.
He doesn't have a very high opinion of himself. He's just happy to be here. Blend into the crowd if he can. He doesn't like to dress flashy. He doesn't like to, really say much. He
stand out.
He just kind of likes to. If he could just, hey, by the way, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's also, that's a fitting
hashtag
the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I like JB1 better, to be honest with you.
I like JB1.
I think we're going to call him JB1. I don't think we're going to call him hashtag the one. Anyway, he had DJ and Lee Westwood. Our good friend Jeff Deal, who did he ever make it in this week? I know he was laid
he's
up.
Been down in the back, man.
Did you see on his Facebook page the picture of the chair he said he's been sitting in all week since he hurt his back? Apparently, turning 50 for him has been downhill. He hurt his wrist. He's got a back problem now. He's struggling.
I can relate to that. I did it 10 years ago.
He had Dustin and Daniel Berger, which is early in the year seemed like a good idea, but he has just disappeared. And I had DJ and Billy Horschel. So not a lot of, surprisingly, all the way back in February, we were all on kind of the same page. And so far on Thursday, first day, DJ's making those of us that picked him look like geniuses. At 6 under. Now here's the thing, Jeff. Here's where we are. Where were we a month ago at the Open Championship? What were we looking at on Thursday?
Oh, yeah.
DJ running out in front of everybody, right? Where was he on Sunday?
I can't say what I said on the air.
You cannot. And should you not also. Yeah. Jason Day, 4 under. Let's talk about, who's everybody think is going to, you get to the majors. And, in the PGA Championship, we've talked about this before. It's kind of like the redheaded stepchild of all the majors.
Isn't that true?
And it shouldn't be if you look at the field, because it's not an invitational event. Like, it's not an open, like the U.S. Open or the Open Championship. You don't have amateurs playing in it. You have all club pros or tour pros. That's it. There's no amateur that the guy who's the NCAA champion or the USAM winner or the what. No, these are all everybody in this field can collect a paycheck. And actually, on paper, the field in the PGA Championship is the strongest field of all the majors. But yet, it seems to be like the forgotten one every year. And I think that has more to do with where it's located on the schedule and less to do with the actual tournament itself. But when you talk about all the favorites this week, you've got Jason Day, you've got he was a made putt. He was 4 more rolls of the ball at St. Andrews from being in the playoff, and possibly with Zach Johnson and totally different. You've got Dustin Johnson, obviously. Let's face it, back 2010, he was a bunker that's still not a bunker. The bunker's not even there anymore, by the way.
It's covered up by stands or something.
They covered it up. Yeah. Well, I guess technically the bunker still exists. But apparently they decided since people were standing in it, watching in 2010, maybe they ought to put stands there.
Well, it's not like they're going to miss it. They got 1,000 more.
Yeah, I in my blog preview on DYST Now and the Golfmonger.com, I said I think I said that the length of the course at Whistling Straits isn't the problem at 7,500 yards because the way all these guys hit it anymore. The yardage is nothing, but the roughly 10 million bunkers they have on the golf course. I might have over-exaggerated a little bit, but
not much.
But not much. When I said 10 million bunkers, but Martin Kaymer, who is the defending champ at Whistling Straits, if you want to say it that way, he won the playoff. He beat Bubba Watson. He's at 4 under today. Justin Rose finished at 3 under.
I just put Ricky Fowler on the bench for tomorrow.
What did he do today?
It was +1.
Oh yeah, I got him on the bench today. Let's look at that. Who's your team?
Well, my team was Bubba Watson, Ricky Fowler, Dustin Johnson, and Patrick Reed. For tomorrow, I'm putting Jason in and taking Ricky out so far.
My team today was Bubba Watson, who shot even. Jason Day, 4 under. Dustin Johnson, 6 under. Shane Lowry, who hasn't teed off yet, was who I started. On the bench, I had Ricky Fowler and Honorable Lahari. Honorban Lahari, the Indian guy.
Yeah.
He won the long drive contest. I butchered his name. Where's George?
How did you pick him?
How did I pick him? I was looking for the PGA always has. Let me explain how I picked him. The PGA always seems. I mean, for a while there, it seemed like guys like Sean McKeel and Rich Beam and guys that you don't even hear of anymore have won the PGA Championship. It just seems like, Todd May was in there with Tiger. What was the power lifter, the Korean guy that beat Tiger? What was his name? Wai Yang.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, guys you never, unless you're a big golf fan, you never heard of these guys. That have won or contended in the PGA.
So that's why you picked him.
So I went into this thinking I'm picking one. We got 8 guys. I'm going through the pool, and I had a handful of guys in mind that I might try to pick. And I was going to pick one flyer. Plus, I'm trying to make up some ground on some guys in our pool. And listen, everybody's going to take some combination of Bubba and Stenson and Rory and Spieth. And if you have Spieth left, everybody's, and Jason Day and Dustin Johnson and Ricky Fowler and Louis Oosthuizen. Somebody's going to take in our fantasy league. People are going to take some variation of the same 10, 12 guys. And you know that. I was looking for a flyer. And listen, I don't need the guy to win the damn tournament. I need when I put him in the lineup for him to score. And the guy won the long drive. And he's actually, if you look back at how he's performed in the majors in a little this summer, he's actually played pretty well. And I didn't play him today, and he shot 3 under, but I'm not. He's at 3 under right now, but I'm not disappointed because the guys I played are at 4 under and 6 under. Ricky Fowler's the only one that in my group right now that's over par. Shane Lowry just teed off, just started. He's even, but I just took a flyer. I knew of the 8 guys, I was going to take one of them was going to be a little bit off the wall, whether it was an A, B, or C group. One of them was going to be out there. I was going to take a stretch. And he's the one. Anirban Lahari. Guy won a long drive. Why can't he double dip? Why can't he win the long drive and the tournament, right? Give it a shot. What the heck,
I'm still trying
right?
to figure it out. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
listen, if he gets me points and I end up winning, you guys, well, I'm a genius.
You are. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So, but no, I mean, if you look at the cast of, usual characters, I mean, if you get one name, who's going to win this week? I mean, if I said, who's your guy?
Who's my guy?
Who's your guy?
Jordan Spieth.
I mean, that's the easy way out. I mean, are we at the point now where, like this year with Jordan Spieth, like here's the thing, last year
it was Rory McIlroy.
It was Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
This year it's Jordan Spieth.
Yeah.
The fun thing will be next year, will it be both of them?
Yeah.
Or next year, will it be Ricky Fowler or Jason Day or just somebody else?
Man,
I mean,
the biggest letdown to me all year long has been Ricky Fowler. I mean, he's played decent golf.
he's won twice. How the hell is it a letdown?
I wanted him to be the superstar this year.
You wanted him to he was this close in all the majors last year.
Yeah.
For those of you listening, not watching,
Yeah.
I'm putting my fingers very, very close together.
Yeah, like a quarter inch.
He finished in the top 5 in all 4 majors.
Yeah.
So this year's the year he's going to win one.
Yeah, I thought he would just break out and be the guy this year.
He's had the best year of his career, and you're disappointed in him.
Yeah, man, I'm a fan.
Hashtag years out, baby.
I've had him on my fantasy club. My fantasy team.
Listen, if you had more than 10 uses, you'd have used them more than them. Because
oh gosh, yeah.
He won the Players. He won. What else did he win? I'm going to say that, and I'm drawing a blank. What the heck else did he win? But he's won a couple of times this year. He won the Scottish Open.
Yeah, he won Scottish.
He won the Scottish Open. He's only won once before this year. Now he's won twice. He's not had the success in the majors that he was having last year as far as, the top 5 finishes or whatever. But, I mean, he's having a heck of a year, and it's a shame that we're saying. And he finished second at the Quicken Loans a few weeks back. He finished tied for 10th last week, so I mean he's trending. That's why he's on my team.
Yeah,
he's looking like he could.
He's on mine too, but I just benched him.
And he just benched him. You know what that means? That means he's shooting 65 tomorrow.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a guarantee. Well, I didn't start him today, so
I didn't start Spieth either.
I didn't even play him. He's not even on my team.
Yeah. Do you have any left?
I got 2 left.
Are you serious?
But that's not why I didn't play him. He's not playing as well lately.
Yeah.
I just got a feeling. Listen, when you're playing fantasy golf, sometimes you go by the stats. Sometimes, for me, it's gut feeling.
So the guys this morning were talking about you when they
Really?
gave Tiger's initial scores.
What, the fact how much I love Tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What were they saying?
No, somebody said, well, Tiger's at this, and Jimmy Biggs says, well, the haters are going to love that. And somebody said, wonder if Stefan
You mean
knows.
Stefan? Listen, can I listen, I'm going to do this, and it might break the airwaves. So and don't fall down. Are you sitting back there behind?
No, I'm standing right now.
Well, hold on to something. I actually was happy to hear what Tiger said in his press conference the other day, where he said he's actually he's, I'm trying to get my game together for moving forward.
Yeah.
He's finally done with the charade, or at least said to the public, the charade of, I'm trying to win this week. I think I can win this week. I think my game's back in shape. No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. His game is nowhere near to win any tournament, let alone a major. His game isn't in condition to win anything. Everybody got excited. He shot 6 rounds in the 60s, or 4 rounds in the 60s at the Greenbrier. He finished like 10 strokes back.
Yeah.
Don't. To the haters, it's not a hate. It's not a hate thing. The guy's just not playing good golf. Guys who love people like Tiger Woods call the people that tell the truth about him haters. Jimmy Biggs, Jeff Deal. Let me run down the list of our boys here that love him.
Call them out, man.
Call them out.
Call them out.
Call me a hater because I tell the truth, because you love the guy and think that
You're the
playing
Donald
better
Trump
golf
of
than he is.
TGD Radio, right?
Listen. What is it you call me?
The Donald Trump of
Donald
TGD,
Trump.
TGD Radio.
I don't know if that's better than the most opinionated man or not. There's a lot of people not liking Donald Trump, but there's a lot of people that have already said they're voting for him. I don't know. But This game's just not any. You can't. The only reason you're having the conversation about him when it comes to majors is because of who he is, not because of his golf game, or where it should be. I like the comments where Brandel Chamblee finally came out and said, "I don't hate Tiger Woods."
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. Well, he was. He's asked. He says, "I read it on somebody put it on
Did you
Twitter."
call him an ass?
Somebody, yeah. I think he called Tiger an ass. But somebody had asked him about, why he's always so negative and down on Tiger or whatever. And he's like, I talk about Tiger every day because he's a topic that we have to talk about. And he's like, so sometimes I'm going to say things that aren't going to come across as nice. Because this golf game is a wreck. So... guy on Twitter, one of the Golf Digest magazine guys posted it, and I said, he may not be a hater, but he surely doesn't send him a Christmas card. Because you tell the truth doesn't make you a hater. Plain and simple. The only people that call other people haters are the guys that are blindly in love with their team or their player or whatever. It's just the truth. The guy's game stinks right now. He's not going to win anything. And I don't see anything on the horizon that makes me say that he's going to. But I like the fact that he came out in his press conference and said, hey, listen, I'm just trying to get my game together for the future so I can finally do something again. It's good. I'm glad. He's good for the game of golf, obviously. I mean, we're talking about him, aren't we?
Yep.
And the fact that he doesn't know where he's ranked, he doesn't know what his world ranking is anymore, is a total elitist attitude. When he was 12th in the world, he could tell you he was 12th. When he was first in the world, he could tell you he was first. When he's second in the world, he could tell you how many points behind the first guy he was. But now that he's 200 and something, he can't tell you where I don't know where I'm ranked. Oh, I don't really care. It's not important. Of course it's not, because you're so far back it doesn't make a difference. That's such an elitist attitude.
Folks, you see what I have to do to get him started.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much, man.
Yeah. I mean, when I read that the other day when he said that, I just started laughing. I'm like, of course he knows exactly where he's ranked. He's not going to admit, yeah, I know I'm 237th or whatever it is. He's not going to say that. Hell, none of us know where he's ranked. Because once you get outside of so much, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who cares where he's ranked?
So the guy, who's your guy?
My guy this week, I like Jason Day.
Yeah.
He was this close. He's like I said, he was if he'd have hit the ball another 4 rotations harder, 5 rotations at St. Andrews, he'd have been in the playoff, and who knows what goes on from there. And the way he finished, what I like, what makes me give it, and I even put this in my blog yesterday, the way he finished at the RBC Canadian Open, where he birdied the last 3 holes to win. And he had damn near the same putt on 18 that he had on the 18th hole at St. Andrews on, for the 72nd hole. Except he made it, and 4 feet from the hole, he was already fist pumping because he knew it was going in. That's that killer instinct. Let me shove it down your throat. I'm not only because at the Canadian, if he pars, he's in a playoff with Bubba, so he's still got a chance. He put it out of reach.
I can't remember who said it. I think it was the professor who said, if this guy ever figures out who good he is, cater by the door.
Oh yeah, same thing about Dustin Johnson.
Yeah.
He ever figures out between the 6 inches between his ears how to not screw things up out on the golf course? he's you can't mouth things and show signs to me. It's not funny. If he ever figures it out, same thing. And I've said that for years about him. When he wins the first one, he's going to win a bunch, and they're all going to be in a very short span. He's going to do a Rory McIlroy or a Jordan Spieth or a Tiger Woods or wherever, where you win 2 or 3 in a year, or win the PGA, then wrap around and win the Masters and the US Open. It's going to be something like Jason Day wins this. Either one of those guys wins this one. They're both one of I like them to win the Masters or the US Open or the next year, because once they figure it out, they're going to win, and I think that's where Spieth is. I mean, he won the Masters, and then he fought and clawed and struggled and just outlasted everybody to win the U.S. Open. And I think his putter let him down a little bit for the first time at St. Andrews. All those putts that we watched him make at Augusta and we watched him make at Chambers Bay, And we watched him make it to John Deere. He wasn't making it St. Andrews. He was just missing. His putter let him down. He's not a great driver of the ball. He's not a great ball striker. He's just clutch when he needs to be. There's the difference. I mean, no one's saying he's not leading the tour in any kind of stats except putting and winning, which are the two important things.
The latter.
The last two are the two most important, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you're not saying, he's a great iron. You don't hear, he's a great iron player. That's why he's going to do well here. No, you don't. He drives the ball so pure off the tee, so that's where his advantage is. No one has anybody ever said that about Jordan Spieth? No. He's the best putter from 5 to 20 feet there is on the planet. Sometimes you miss. And at St. Andrews, he just missed a couple. He missed one time too many. That's it. He's one stroke out of the playoff. One time too many. With all that pressure on a 22-year-old kid trying to win 3 majors for the first time in however many years, the fact that he was even there, that kid's going to win a buttload of majors.
Yep.
No doubt. It's funny. I saw, speaking of, you say that, and we're going to sit here and say that, and 10 years from now we can listen to this, and we're either going to be geniuses or we're going to be idiots. I mean, there's really no way. Somebody posted on Twitter the other day, they were showing on the Golf Channel Sergio when he was 19 at Valhalla. Was it Valhalla? Where he ran up the hill, whatever. And everybody said he was going to win 22 majors, and he was going to, and what happened there?
Yeah.
And the part that hurts is Sergio's a phenomenal golfer, one of the best in the world. Still, he can't win the big one. And he's not going to. I'm on record. He's not going to. He's not going to. But yeah, I gotta. I mean, you go circle back around. Jason Day this week for me. I mean, if I gotta hang my hat on one guy, it'd be him. In a close second behind it, and I say that, and then I didn't even put him on my team. Was Justin Rose.
Yeah.
It really is. I tell you what, but a little surprised me a little bit that Bubba shot even today, because he's been playing really well, and he played well.
I can't remember which one it was, but he had maybe in the first hole he had a bad hole right off the bat. You know how that?
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. Like, he's going to win the Masters 3 or 4 more times. I really think he might set the record for a number of Master wins because he loves that course.
Yep.
And he's the kind of guy that he's got to like the venue. He doesn't adapt very well to other places if it doesn't suit his eye. Because his attitude, and his mindset, and he's making excuses and he's whining, he's complaining to the caddy, and the sun's too bright, and there's too much pollen in the air, and the wind's blowing too hard, and the
stands are too close.
The bleachers are too close, and they sold too many tickets, and it's Tuesday, and it's but when it's right, he's as good or better than anybody.
Yep.
And at Augusta, it's right for him. So when his game is on, if he ever comes into Augusta, Bubba Watson, when he comes into Augusta and his game is in the right spot, nobody can beat him there.
Yeah.
I don't think. Not Jordan Spieth, not Phil Mickelson, not Tiger Woods, not Rory McIlroy. When Bubba gets to Augusta, because we saw what he did to the course last year when he won.
Yeah.
He won it different than he won it the first time. He just overtook the course. He just hit balls. He hit shots into places nobody's even seen a golf ball go before, and ran away with it. If his game is at its best when he shows up Magnolia Drive, give him another jacket.
Yeah.
He may never win another major anywhere else. Although I do like his chances this weekend. Going out and shooting 72 today is not the end of the world for him, because we all know tomorrow he could shoot 64. If it catches him right and he doesn't have a bad hole right off the gate, he could shoot 64. So it'll be a lot of fun. And this weekend, obviously on Sunday, you can join us. Stay tuned. We will tweet and put it on the page and let everybody know and put it out there on exactly what time we're going to start our final round coverage here at thegolfdirector.com of the PGA Championship in Whistling Straits. The docket's going to be myself and the Godfather, George Honeycutt, and Jimmy Biggs, and whoever else we can rustle up to come on in here and chat with us a little bit. Probably somewhere around 2 o'clock Eastern time here in the States, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think so.
Is when we'll come on the air because, when the TV coverage comes on. And I fully expect that we'll be talking about Jason Day and Ricky and probably, you know who else no one's really talking about, but he plays really well in the PGA Championship historically is Heinrich Stenson.
Yeah.
He's finished third the last 2 years.
And I didn't put Stinson on my team.
He's on my team. And he was on the bench today. I started Bubba. I got Bubba and Heinrich, and I didn't play him. He hasn't teed off yet, so I don't, hope I made the right choice today. But he's someone that no one's really talked about, and then he's another guy that sometimes his head gets in the way. I mean, remember last year at the Open Championship, he snapped his wedge over his leg, and
Yep.
because he was caught up in the rough and couldn't get out, and I don't know, man. He's another one of those guys that's a little bit of a head case. But anyway, this is going to be a fun week. Last major of the year. Really last until we get to the playoffs. This is it. And we'll be here Sunday afternoon. Like I said, we will all, our family of broadcasters and our band of merry men here, we'll tweet it out at the golf director, at Golfmonger. Probably Big Z will tweet it, and we'll get it out there so everybody knows when we're going to be on the air. We'll put it out on the site and the Facebook page as well. But this we're out of time today. Thanks for joining us on this little PGA Championship talk here today on the Golfmonger Show. And we look forward to seeing you guys all on Sunday. The Golf Director Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When you're visiting the Golf Director, be sure to check out our featured golf course page. Get all the up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and a whole lot more. Give us a call at 844-464-6531 and get Big Dave. He'll hook you up. TGD programming is archived for your listening and viewing on demand. If you want to catch up on a show you might have missed, just click on the radio or the TV tab in the menu right there on the golfdirector.com. We're now available on over 1 billion devices on iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, and the Myrtle Beach Golf app. Once again, thanks for joining us. This has been the Golfmonger Show. I'm your host, Brian Steffen. Hit me up on Twitter at Golfmonger. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks, Jeff, for pushing the buttons to get me on the air, because without you, I'd just be talking to myself. There's a whole lot more golf news and information coming up next, and as always, keep it in the short grass.